doing? So, long time no see. Hey everyone, CharisMaggie here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a video I've been holding off on recording for so long, and at this point I'm like, you know what, Maggie, it doesn't make sense to procrastinate anymore. I literally have an event to go to right now, and I'm quickly going to record this because I don't want to have cold feet and convince myself that, yeah, when I come home later, I'll do the video. I probably won't do it. So I'm doing it now, and I'm going to risk being late at this event because I think this video is important for me to make, get it out of the way, and let's move on together pretty much. So it's been a while since I've actually made a video like this where I'm sitting down speaking, and a lot has happened, y'all. So I wanted to do this video kind of like an apology for abandoning y'all for so long, and also giving you an update of what's to come or what I'm hoping to do, and just some cool things I was working on, which is why I've been away for so long. But anyways, hi, welcome back. If you're watching, thank you so much for taking the time. I know a lot of you have found me from different videos. Some of you have subscribed because of my Culture series. Some of you subscribe because of my Creole series. Some of you even found me from talking about my experience of going to school in Newfoundland, and that is what interested you. So I'm hoping that this video will give some context into what I'm hoping to do with this channel moving forward, and also explain a bit why I've been gone for so long, because y'all, I know I abandoned on a little bit, and yeah, a lot. So let's start with the first thing. So in 2022, I got laid off from my job, and that was a emotional roller coaster to say the least. So some of you don't know this because I haven't really talked about it. There wasn't really a way for me to introduce it on this channel as well, but I started a podcast called Business and Culture Podcast, where I wanted to use it to explore entrepreneurship in Canada, having it as a resource for those who want to start entrepreneurship in Canada, because a lot of the info out there was very much focused on the US. So when I created that podcast, I had no idea that I would then be dabbling into entrepreneurship even more, because when I got laid off, it was very hard to get a job. And so when I came back in making content specifically on my podcast, the first episode that I released in season 2 was how I got laid off, how I'm coping with it, different things like that. At that point, I wasn't 100% coping. Like, I was sharing lessons that I learned, how I'm trying to move forward, but it was still a bit fresh, and finding work was also a struggle. This economy right now, y'all, it has been very competitive. A lot of people are losing their jobs left, right, and center. And it's very scary for a lot of people, as you can see with what's been happening now. Fast forward to now, I am now working. But before I get to that, last year was a year that, even though that happened to me in 2022, where I got laid off, it allowed me to explore a bit more in terms of entrepreneurship. So now that I didn't have a 9 to 5 where I had to physically go into work or physically clock in, or virtually clock in, I mean, I had the freedom to dabble a bit more with this entrepreneurship thing. What does it look like for me? I did already start a business freelancing, specifically in social media. However, it's not something that I took super seriously, because I didn't really have the time. At the time, I was working full time. So it didn't give me a lot of space and energy. That's a big one for me to really explore it. So last year was my year of exploring it. And on my podcast, I had guests who came and they talked about, how to seek mentorship when you're starting out as an entrepreneur, and even while you're still in it, like the importance of having mentorship, how to find grants to fund your business. Canada has a lot of grant opportunities. Sometimes it's just a matter of finding them. All this to say that with my podcast, I was able to take some of the tips that I got from my own guests and apply them to my own life. And so last year, a couple of things happened. I'm dabbling in entrepreneurship. I'm landing more clients. I even got a corporate gig, which was really cool. But then also, if you have been following along with my journey in terms of me exploring food-based content, I had made a series called Kitchens of Toronto, which was an independent project I did in 2021. If you haven't checked it out yet, by the way, please, I beg, go watch the video. But anyways, I in the time that I got laid off, I said it allowed me to explore a bit more opportunities. Some of this included workshops. So at the end of 2022, I was in a workshop specifically for making myself eligible for getting government funding to help fund a project that I'm working on. So 2023, that's when I got the news. that I got the grant. I got the full amount that I asked for. And so production for that has been happening the entire time of 2023. I've been working on that. I've also gone to over 20 events last year. So now that I had more freedom, I was going to more events for various reasons. I went to cultural food festivals, I went to events related to entrepreneurship, I went to tech conferences, I went to creator related events, just dibbling dabbling in these different, events that are out there because they applied to me as a person. Now, another thing that happened last year, I got married. So last year, wedding planning, I decided to plan my wedding on my own, find my own vendors, all of that. And it was a lot. I didn't think planning a wedding would be this much of a task, but it was. It was a beautiful ceremony. I'm glad that it's finally over and that everything went according to plan. Even in the instances where things didn't go according to plan, the day itself turned out very beautiful and perfect, in my opinion. So that also happened. So yeah, that's part of why I was like really, really absent. And also, to be honest with you guys, I was trying to put some focus on my content on Instagram, which has now grown to over 14,000 followers. And that is something I wasn't able to do in the past because I was so focused on doing YouTube. And even though YouTube is great, I think that it didn't give me the ability and the time to invest in my other social media platforms, you could say. And so last year I got the opportunity to do that. So Instagram has been really fun. I've been making a lot of connections with some of you we have had a lot of great conversations in the DM. And so what I would say is I have basically been figuring out how to show up on these different social media platforms in a way that works for my schedule, for my life. I am not a full time content creator just yet. Like, as I mentioned, I'm not working full time. But even when I wasn't working full time, I wasn't doing it full time. To do this full time, you need to make sure you're making income from it. And I don't think I'm at a level at like that yet to be like, I'll go all in and do it full time. Money talks in this economy right now. But yeah, like Instagram, if you want to see more of like my short form content where I talk more about, Haitian history. I even talk about my personal experience growing up in a Haitian household but being raised in Jamaica, for example. Like, I feel like last year was the year that I tapped more into sharing more about me versus what y'all see here on YouTube, where I kind of hide behind, you could say, having guests come on and we speak about cultural experiences from their lens, from their expertise. So, all this to say, I want to do more of that on my YouTube channel. I've also been playing around with TikTok. So TikTok, if you wanted to see how the wedding itself actually went, I did a whole like wedding vlog series. I'm not gonna post a wedding video. I'm not gonna post a wedding vlog. That's not what this channel is about. What I'll say is basically a lot of what I've been able to do on those different platforms. I kind of want to bring a long form version of that to YouTube where I can connect with y'all a bit more outside of, my For the Culture series, which we're still gonna continue. I want to have more discussions with y'all. There are so many things that I've seen on social media regarding the conversation of culture and ethnic food and just respect and appreciation for culture as a whole. And I would like to have that here on my YouTube channel. These are the ways I've personally been learning about cultures from people's lived experiences, like speaking to them. That's how For the Culture, the series came about. I didn't want to go on Google and just come and give information to y'all. So I, however, want to do that a bit more with making it relevant to what is going on in our society today. So if there's a movie that comes out and it talks about an aspect in culture that I think would be really interesting to talk about, I want to be able to do that. If I wanted to talk about food, I want to do that in a way that still, you know, it's fun and, engaging and all of that. So I'm basically figuring out exactly how I'm going to show up on YouTube because I don't want to have too many different types of like formats, you could say, to confuse y'all. I have some news though. So I need y'all to look out because remember that project I told y'all that took up a big part of making me busy last year? Kitchens of Toronto season 2 is coming to you all very, very soon. So the funding that I got allowed me to do a pilot episode, also a trailer. So that's what that money was for. And this series, like this season, is specifically focusing on ethnic neighborhoods in Toronto that have been affected by like gentrification. In the case of like Little Jamaica, the construction that has been going on for years, and also how the pandemic has affected them. So that's what that series season is going to be about. And the pilot episode is going to focus on Little Jamaica, delving a bit more into like the history, also the restaurant owners that are in the area. A couple of them are going to be featured, allowing you to hear more about their story, but we're gonna have some food as well. Anyways, y'all, I do actually have to leave, or else I'm gonna risk being overly late, and I hate being late to events. But I just wanted to do this quick video to give an update on what's been going on. And also, y'all, please, I need your help. Let me know what you would like to see me speak about. When I talked about being able to explore, things related to culture that's happening in our society today, it could be a video on TikTok, it could be a podcast episode, it could even be a movie that I watched, a book that I read. What I need from y'all is suggestions of what you would like to see me talk about, or even if you wanted to send me a clip like, hey, Maggie, I saw this, would love to hear your thoughts on it. So, yeah, commentaries. That's the word I'm looking for. Doing a bit more like commentary, but tying it back to my personal experience or just culture as a whole, because that's what this channel was made for in the beginning. Thank you all for watching, and I hope that you will tune in more and hold me accountable that I show up more on YouTube. And I'm excited. I'm excited to go back to doing this format. Very soon I'll be in a new space. So I'm looking forward to having a dedicated space as well where I can make my videos. All right, enough chattings. See y'all later. Bye.